use your sixth bowler off on the spinner in the first over, because the first over on the stats goes for fewer than any others. So it then allows your main five bowlers, if anybody's slightly off beam, they only have to bowl 3 at an absolute maximum.
Just gives you a little bit of leeway, yes. Dawson comes in to complete the over. Kohli goes back and clips it again towards mid-wicket. It'll be an easy single. He puts it between Stokes and Mills. I think that's Mills picking that one up. And India are 5 for no wicket, the end of the first over.
Lawrence Craven's joined us. He says, hello chaps, listening from Perth, Western Australia. How do I get a jingle? I went for 24 off and over this weekend.
Oh, good work.
You can play the filth jingle, I would have thought. We may play one just for you if Gary finds it.
Or the gigantic jingle for all the balls that were hit off you.
Yeah. Filth, yeah.
Crowd in Nagpur getting quite excited already. Well, they do have DJs like pumping them up for an hour before the game.
Have you been to India, Andy?
No, but I'm told by people who have been to IPL games and such like. Change of bowling for England, obviously, because it's the second over. It's this man.
I see a bad back of bowling. I see T20 specialised. I've seen him bowling quick.
He comes around the wicket to Virat Kohli, who punches it up to mid-off. Not going to get run there.
Don't go on back tonight. He'll bounce you out for 5. Time old Mills is on the rise.
It's the dark satanic Mills.
It is. He always. It reminds me. He has the build of a footballer rather than a cricketer. I think
he looks a bit Thierry Henry-esque.
Yeah.
He looks like he looks, and he's got the build of someone who's slightly scaled down Anthony Joshua.
Scaled down quite a bit, I would think. He comes around the wicket. He's got quite a bit of a punch, though. Boom, as Kohli drops that one down to point for no run. Another man with a punch, Ben Stokes, does the fielding.
We only scaled down a little bit. He's a big, strong boy, as Frank Bruno would say. Tim Mills.
Yeah.
We have some verse from Dr. Dan Dipe. He says, have England now come to the boil? In India, it's been hard toil, but India's fans are in turmoil. One more win, India must foil. But what about the Nagpur soil?
I thought soil would come
in there. Will it make England's plans uncoil? Win, lose or draw, nothing will spoil. Guerrilla cricket's old snake oil. All who donate, they think are royal.
Oh, it's gone way up into the air, but it's gone backwards. And okay, well, that went to a very, very fine third man. It was a tremendous effort by the fielder down there, who is Sam Billings. He didn't manage to stop it. It may be 6. Ball and man and rope all were collided together. No, I think that's 4.
It's not a very fine leg. It's basically long stop, wasn't it? He was over the keeper's head.
Came round from third man. He had to dive with one hand. He didn't actually get a hand on it in the end, and the ball bounced just before the rope. But it was a top edge. It was a false shot, thanks to Tymal Mills' pace. But no justice, has gone for 4 runs.
Have we agreed on a...
There's not one boy for me. I must have 2 or 3. I need 4.
Have we agreed on a pronunciation for Mills? Timal, I think, was the
Timal.
Yeah,
like Limal.
Was
like Limal.
He's too shy.
It doesn't spell it the same way, I'm sure. Timal comes in. It's clipped up towards mid-on. Is straight enough that easy single there to Adil Rashid.
See, Billings was trying to get Kohli with a catch a gong on there.
Catch it long on.
Well, it was a good effort by Billings, to be fair. Yes, it would have. He could have gone for the kind of easier option of trying to jump sort of in from the boundary rope, but he went for the dive and one-handed, and he didn't get anything on it. But fair play to him, he was fully committed.
Guerrilla cricket coming to you live from 1983.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong at all.
Nestle Boy says you've got
the 3 men to do it here as well.
You've got a lot to live up to after the tennis. Come on then, guys.
Yeah, apparently very exciting. A 5-setter, which Federer managed to win. Mills comes in again around the wicket, this time to Rahul. His length ball doesn't really get up, and he plays an awkward-looking defensive shot, which Mills is on too quickly, so there's no run.
And Neil Franklin has joined us. He says Illingworth used to put Boycott on first in the Sunday League that year that he came back and Yorkshire won it.
Yeah, he was...
Neil Franklin a Yorkie? I think he might be.
Didn't teams... Lancashire, I think that there was a fine in the Sunday League if anyone got Boycott out.
Yes. Well, in the very low level that I used to play, we used to play another team regularly, and we didn't want to get their opener out in a 20-over game. We should try and keep him in as long as possible.
Boycott was an early example of pace-off, wasn't he?
And bowling with his hat on backwards.
Bowling with his hat on. Big booming
Early example
in-swingers.
of dickhead.
Mills comes in to complete the over. It's again a rather flappy shot from Rahul. It's gone out to square leg. Lots of players converge on the ball, so there is not a run. India are 10 for naught after 2 overs. England, be quite happy with those first 2 overs.
Bowled in the World Cup finals, I recall.
79?
Oh,
79.
God. Well, the fifth bowler was a mixture of Boycott, Gooch and Larkins.
That's right. Gooch was a handy bowler.
It was not a great experiment.
Gooch was a cut above the other two.
And Larkins had never bowled before or since, I don't think, but he got his few overs in the World Cup
Gatting
final.
wasn't that bad a bowler.
No,
He
Gatting
scuttled
wasn't
through.
that
When he was young, he was actually quite sharp.
Yeah.
But then
His action was a bit like Callis.
It's another change of bowling. He's just doing his practice run up there, so he got a moment.
I may be doing Neil Franklin injustice. I'm somebody thinking he may be from Oxfordshire. So let us know, Neil. I'm getting slightly confused. Maybe I'm confusing you with somebody else.
Yes, isn't Steve Kellett the professional Yorkshireman?
Oh, we've got a lot of professional Yorkshiremen. Hi, Dutchbird Kate, if you're listening. There's another one.
Professional Yorkshire woman.
Professional Yorkshire person. Chris... No, have we not said who's the bowler is?
I'm going to try and find the jingle. Bear with me.
All right. It's...
I think we've blown it anyway. It is Chris Jordan. He's going to come in. Smooth run up. He comes into Kohli, who goes down the track, tries to get that one past mid-on, but he can't do it because he's hit it. And he's also hit it too hard to get a single.
you say smooth run-up, but that's only in comparison to his previous run-up, which was
A bit jerky.
absolute disgrace.
A bit Tin Man.
Here we go.
Chris Jordan's back will make him cry. More England caps will soon draw nigh. Or if they don't, then it will seem he'll wish he'd joined the windy team.
He comes in again. Oh, how is that? That's very straight.
Missing, I think.
Ooh, that was a length ball. It pitched outside off stump. Not that that's a problem with LBWs. Hit Virat Kohli on the knee roll. May or may not have been missing leg stump. I thought that was a decent shout.
Aye.
You don't get any reviews in T20 though, so move on.
I felt it was missing.
Going over leg, I think.
We ought to honour Chris Jordan because he learned much of his cricket literally up the road from here at Dulwich College.
Yes.
Ooh,
Oh, you see, it's
it's
hit him
not
in front
quite
of
so
middle.
high,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think it's high. Nonetheless, we just have to get on with it in T20. Owen Morgan with a big appeal from point or cover or wherever he was.
Steve Kellett has joined us. He goes, hey up.
That's the one. Yeah.
If I was a professional Yorkshireman, if I were a professional Yorkshireman, I'd at least be earning something. Oh, bubble, he's an amateur Yorkshireman then, apparently.
You pass the hat around for, 5 good tweets. Kohli clips that one out towards deep mid-wicket. There is a fielder out there. And they take one run. If I ever do make 5 good tweets, I'll find out, I
How
suppose.
much does it cost this tweeting business?
Sorry?
How much does it cost to tweet? We're having a look at this LBW again. I
You'll
thought it was going
smack
over.
in front of
but,
middle. There you go. Score one
you
for
guys.
me. Score one for me.
You
That's
guys
12
were
now.
right. You guys were right. I felt that was going down leg, and I was wrong.
It's not even clipping them
I thought
either.
it was going over. It was hitting about
It's
4
hitting
or
in.
5 inches down
It's
the leg
hitting
stump.
more middle and leg than it is the other bit of leg. But anyway, that one is on a similar line, but it is clipped away to backward square. Should get 2 for that one. Or might get 4. No, fielder is round. Sam Billings again. That will be 2. Rahul moves on to 5. India are 13 for no wicket.
And possibly the umpire was slightly misled, and perhaps us, in that the
Some
batsman
of
was
us.
very, very deep in his crease,
you've
rather
got to
than
watch
in his
these
normal
things.
style. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, absolutely. So a bit unlucky, Jordan, there, but wickets are not hugely
Well, they are when
important.
it's Kohli.
Yeah.
But generally, I agree. Yeah. England have,
Look at that ball.
looks like England have 8 men in the circle and only 1 out, which is unusual. The man out is at deep backward square, or he's going to get round there, hopefully. It is Sam Billings again. They have 2. Yeah, it looked to me like England had four close fielders on each side and only 1 out, which you don't see very often.
The Indians appear to be wearing black armbands. Does anybody know why?
Oh, England as well, or is
No,
that just
that's
Sam
their
Billings?
kit.
Oh, okay.
No, there was a focus on them before the match started during the anthems, but
Right.
we didn't hear.
Is it maybe there's
reason why.
so much grief around England have just added a black armband to their kit so they don't have to change
Yeah,
anything?
you don't have to add it. Yeah. There's a little bit too much grief mongering in sport.
Jordan comes in to complete the over. That's a good slower ball, which Rahul had to wait and wait for, and he tried to drop his bat on it, but there was so little pace, he just dribbled down to Joss Butler. And that's the over. Another 3 overs. Each have gone for 5, I think. A little curiosity there.
Decent start by England.
Yeah, very good start. They'll be very happy with it at the moment. The Indian under-19 fitness trader died this morning, according to Knuckle, and that's why the armbands are being worn.
Okay.
Sorry to hear that. Steve Kellett says, looking at Hawkeye live on Quick Info, that LBW appeal was 2 inches below the bails on middle and leg. Yeah, and then they subsequently showed a Hawkeye review, and it was absolutely Harry Plumbers. But he got away with one.
Timeout Mills is going to continue.
Tomorrow. We
Limal.
think. Easy way. Because they look so similar. The haircut.
Sorry,
Google Limal if you're somebody who was born after 1990.
Debut Bono came on 10 minutes later with the same haircut. He must have been fuming.
Different
Anyway,
colour, probably.
Mills came around the wickets. Good ball. Popped back. Owen Morgan runs in front of the ball just to prevent any run. He does step over it, but it goes through to Jordan at mid-off.
You enjoy second screening with the old Top of the Popsters and Twitter. It's not quite as much fun as my favourite second screening, which is watching University Challenge.
I don't do that one.
With Twitter is very, very funny. Very funny, especially Eric Monkman, who is the hero of the series.
I am familiar with his memes.
Yes.
Is he related to Francis Monkman?
A very intense-looking young man.
Do you know who Francis Monkman is?
Mills comes in around the wicket. If anybody knows who Francis Monkman is, let us know. In the meantime, Virat Kohli has twatted, that over long off for 6. But I feel it was a fair description. It was a length ball, which he's just put his bat through. Really a tremendous shot.
Now if a 6 turned out to be 9, I don't mind.
Francis Monkman was the keyboard player in the band Sky. He also wrote a lot of film music, including he did the score for The Long Good Friday, which was quite a notable score. Hope he's still with us, Francis, if you're listening.
Mills comes in. That one is whacked away behind square leg. It's another 4. Virat Kohli is getting his eye in. And that was a slightly shorter ball from Mills, angling down leg side, which Kohli just said thank you very much, helped on its way.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This is where I think, that he's taken the pace off that because he's bowled a slower ball, but I just think that unless you're really super quick up at 90 miles an hour, you're in the slot a little bit.
The first ball of this over was 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
According to the speed gun. He bowled well in the first game, but I did say let's have a look at the whole series and see if they work him out before.
Here he is again. That's a wide ball which Kohli has not got all of. He's played it over cover point. Joe Root 66 is running back to pick it up. They will take 2, but again, Tyrone Mills looks to be knocked off his length and line a little bit by this assault.
But that's the place to bowl to Kohli. He does have a habit of going at it with
reaching
hands.
the ball, reaching for the ball.
And of course, in white ball cricket, there's not usually as much of a price to pay for it, but he middles the stuff that's sort of within his eye line, and he doesn't like to move his feet too much. So you've got to be at or near that wide mark on the offside, I think, to Kohli.
What he's very good at after this ball, Mills comes in around the wicket. Yes, it was a wide ball, and Kohli has sort of shoveled it back to the bowler, who's got a hand on it, taken the pace off it, and allowed them to scuttle through for a run. That shot, that 6 he hit, the ball's at hip high, and he's put his bat straight through it like he's playing a drive.
Yeah.
His hands are so high that he can just, if you saw me on Facebook Live, just...
Yeah. It's almost a signature shot these days for Kohli, that stand and deliver sort of drive on the up. In fact, at the kind of peak of the ball's bounce in some ways. It's like McEnroe returning serve.
Yes.
Sunny Side Up has joined us from the subcontinent, or at least I believe so. Says the only radio covering this game is Guerrilla Cricket. Black armbands for the death of Indian fighting spirit after the Test and ODI. It's a bit harsh.
Mills so far this over 6-4-2-1, so should be a dot. It isn't. Almost a wicket. KL Rahul has guided that one over backward point down to Sam Billings for 2. So India getting their sights in there, 15 off that over, and they've doubled their score to 30 without loss.
Steve Kellett says, I think even I had that haircut circa 1984. And he also said Sky. There's a name from the past. John Williams holding an electric guitar as though it might bite. I thought he mostly played a Spanish guitar on that, but I may be wrong. And I was right about Neil Franklin and wrong. He says he's from Oxford. Dad was from Yorkshire, though I did live in Yorkshire a long time, however. So...
in the DNA. Yeah. I used to have a Damon Grant haircut in 83, 84. which is, your
Damien
full,
Hirst haircut.
not Damien
like
Hirst.
A dead cow on your head or something.
No, Damon,
So,
Damon Grant, the full
Brookside
mullet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
like a
not
German
so much I'm
footballer.
not so much up on my 80s soaps
Like
as I am
Tony
on the 80s
Polster,
music.
the Austrian number 9
Yeah,
from the World Cup.
Tony Polster.
Chris Jordan is going to continue.
Oh, Chris Jordan's back, you might say.
Chris Jordan's back is back, and all of him is back.
Yeah, the two bad backmen for England together here.
Bowling their little 2-over spells before they have to hobble off to the boundary with a cane.
And from massage.
Jordan
Hobbling off, getting
comes in.
caned by Coley at the moment.
That one's way up in the air. I don't think he's got all of it. It's probably safe. No, it's not. It's safely caught. There was a man out at long on. Looks like Jason Roy. The slow ball pays off from Jordan, and Coley has gone for 21. Oh, any will do, Gary.
He is obviously a fantastic bat, but there's a definite flaw in the game when he has to reach for the ball.
I'll tell you what happened.
He was
there.
reaching for that because he went too far to leg side himself.
Also because it was a slower ball, so he's slightly early on the shot. So with that line and backing away, he would obviously be looking to go over cover. But because he was just a bit early, he was able, scooped it up in the air. Good bit of field placing as well. I'm not sure if he came back from mid on or in from long on.